YouTube, it's Lily Ringer, and this is just a quick update about my learning BSL for a month, because it's August and it's day 17. So it's been quite exciting and interesting, and I have almost run out of all my flash sticks words. So because of that, I'm having to go back to the old system. Yay. Basically 5 years ago I was learning BSL at one of my jobs, because I can't believe it's been 5 years. And of course every week we would get the lovely piece of paper with all the signs that we'd done that week. Now that is great because that acts as a gentle reminder. Now 5 years on, there's lots of signs I don't remember. Most of them I don't remember. Now going back to kind of a vocabulary sheet, that should be kind of easy. But when you have certain signs like mistake, there, you have the problem that they have two lots of signs. Two signs and things. So you've got to work out which one comes first. Kind of hard if you do it yourself. This is why I loved the flash stick so much. It was a video, it was easy. You could see there and then someone else signing it. Someone with experience. You got the face, the mouth, the movement. You could work out what it was that kind of diagram was suggesting. So I am going to have to do more research. So it's kind of adding on top to the challenge that I already set myself. Not only am I having to learn these, I'm also having to try and find them in some cases myself. So I've got a couple of words left on flash sticks, so I'm not completely run out yet. In fact, I've got just under half. But I'm going to have a couple of days where I can go through some of these ones, so that I'll go back to it in time to finish them all by the end of the month. This is because flash sticks, because it's kind of a new tool to learn languages. They've invested in things like Spanish, French, German, and they're only just starting to invest into BSL itself. This means basically that the first pack is done, the second one is almost finished, and the third is in the pipeline as well. Kind of sucky because it means I can't have it throughout the whole month, but at the same time it kind of will give a good difference for me in the new system versus an older system. It is exciting and scary because I am going to be going over words that I have done before. Now, there are other things I've kind of found along the way of this journey, in that I'm kind of thinking about communication really differently. For instance, today and yesterday there's been this whole blogger blackmail issue that's come up, and this is due to a breakdown in communication from both parties. Now, we've got all these people in the UK and around the world who are deaf or partially deaf or have other hearing related problems, or those that just find it easier to sign as a form of communication. We have all of this entertainment that's set up and in a system that makes it harder for them to enjoy. Now we have subtitles on lots of things, which I actually use quite a lot. This isn't because I'm deaf or partially deaf, it's because I just find it easier to follow a program. This is because I do suffer from dyslexia and dyspraxia, and a lot of other people who, like me, have found this is actually a useful tool. But watching things like Simon's Cat, which has been so successful across the world, you kind of realise why. There's no language barrier, there's no issue. Even if you're deaf, there is nothing that you lose from the whole situation other than the famous meow, which you kind of get the idea of what it would be in your mind anyway. It's not something that kind of loses the rest of it. The whole point is kind of the dramatics that go on. Now, flash forward the same day, I was watching the international, the final, and there on the screen was the guy who's talking. There is a very difficult kind of way of somebody who's deaf or partially deaf or has other hearing related issues to be able to enjoy something when that much talking is going on at such a speed because of what's happening on the screen. A lot of deaf blogs I've been reading because of this challenge comes back to the same issue. They have a lot of problems of fatigue due to the fact they're having to think so much, they're having to work out what's going on the screen and what's going on the subtitles, what's going on the screen and what the sign is doing. There's so much information they have to take in visually, and they have to kind of calculate what it all means, whereas we just have two separate different channels coming through, making it easier. Kind of sad and scary that there's so many people that are not being thought about when we're doing many things. In fact, a lot of my blogs don't include subtitles. This means that I kind of want to go back through them all and add them. At the same time though, my blogging sucks. And I think it just draws back to the fact that this is why I like blogging so much. No matter who you are, what kind of person you are, what accessibility issues you have, no matter what, there is some way that you can enjoy a blog. Whether it's for a reader, whether it's because you use it, you can read it yourself, or whether you have someone else who's able to do that for you. There's no issue in being able to enjoy it, because all of my images, I always have descriptions attached to them. So even somebody who's got a visual problem can enjoy it. But that's not the same with videos. It kind of makes it harder. But that's because there's so much more effort often. So it kind of sucks. It kind of is a downer. And it's kind of why I want to be able to sign more. It's kind of giving me the drive as I go on. This is why I want to sign. Not just for me, not just because it's, you know, a great way to communicate with someone across the room, but because if push comes to shove, I can communicate with anybody who speaks BSL in a way to be able to say, hey, my name is, do you need any help? Or talk in their way. I think that's important. Now, BSL for me is kind of useful because sometimes it's easier to sign stuff, especially when you're feeling really, you know, owie with your voice, which, as you can tell, I'm kind of suffering from. So you can just kind of sign to someone, oh, pain, throat, pain, you know, what food, want, you know, it's easy. So the more that people learn it, the better I think our culture will be. I think what the BSL community has is wonderful, and it's creative, and it's fascinating. And I think the more people that understand sign language, the better our culture will be. We'll have these little in-jokes, these things that you can reduce the amount of noise going on, because you'll just be able to, at a noisy bar, sign your drink rather than everybody shouting across their order. You'll be able to just, even when words are too painful, when you've lost your voice, you'll still be able to talk to somebody. And I think that is wonderful. So it's a very different month. You know, I compare it to last month when it was fruit and veg, and it was a very different journey, because that was all about me. You know, last month was all about me and how I changed kind of me. BSL has been interesting, but it's actually been more about how I communicate with other people, or how things are different in the community, if you know these kind of communication tools. So it's less about me, and it's more about community. It's more about language. It's more about stuff that isn't just me. And I kind of like that. It doesn't feel selfish. It feels exciting and interesting, and delving into a world I wouldn't have possibly other kind of explored. So I love it, and I'm enjoying it. So, and as I said, I'll be back in about a week. So until then, make sure you keep up with my blog. As I said before, I'm not keeping up as often anymore, and I'm actually been having a nice relaxing break from it all. After last month's hectic schedule, I kind of got blocked out for a bit, and I'm just kind of getting back into the groove of working out what I'm going to post and when. So please do keep in touch. Please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think, and I will be putting subtitles on this very soon. It's just, I'm really tired. My voice hurts, and I need to get ready for t'other half's birthday tomorrow. So, bye!